I'm going to model this MedLab injectable syringe that I drew in Flash. All right, that's the software that I use to do my drawing. Not really being a graphic artist, like it's the best I could do. What this is sort of a modular syringe of sorts with this region here that has the syringe or the needle part, and this region right down here, zoom in on that, is somewhat threaded, okay, like a screw. So this whole piece would fit over the tube. I didn't mean to include that, and it would thread into this region here. Okay, another module, and this module has the little rings that you would put your fingers in, and then it's threaded, and there's a tube here, and this thread would fit into this part. Now these are cylinders, all right, but I couldn't really illustrate them very well in 2D. I mean, unless I used gradients, I didn't want to do that. So this is a cylinder that's cut in half, and there would be a hinge back here. Maybe I could have illustrated that, so that this piece can rotate backwards. All right, and it's got these clips right here that would hold it closed, and when you rotate it backwards, you could open it up, and you would take some meds, all right, little jar of medicine, ampule or whatever, you would stick it in, and then this is actually a needle, but I didn't draw it very sharp. And so what would happen is, I guess as you push this or maybe turn this wheel, these pieces would come together and push on the bottle of medicine, the ampule. The needle would pierce the cap and go into the liquid that's inside. And then as you pressed on this, so you put your fingers in there and your thumb on this, and you pressed on this part, this plunger kind of apparatus, it would push this way, and that would somehow push the liquid into the tube, and it would go under here, through here, and it would go out. All right, so I've got a few different pieces to model. I've got that piece. I've got this stuff here with a couple of other things. I've got this piece here, this whole area here. I'm not going to model this. That was just a separate thing, so I could maybe get the general size of it, because it's not all showing. And I've got this piece and the tube underneath. So that's my plan, and I hope it's going to work. We're going to see. All right, so I'm going to get set up here in Blender, and I've already got my image in the background there. All right, and I am in Blender 2.76. I'm going to do this in cycles. We'll just put some very basic materials, and I got my screencast keys on. And so I guess I'm just basically ready to go, and I think I'm actually going to start with this piece right here. All right, so the way I'll do this is Shift A. I'll bring in a cylinder. I'm going to leave it at 32 sides, and I don't care about the ends right now. I'm going to rotate X90, scale it down. And I may not follow the diagram exactly, but will be relatively close. It's all relative, so. All right, so I'm going to be going something like that, and I think that's a good place right there to start my another extrusion. All right, so. Do I want to stay in? Yeah, I guess I do want to stay in wireframe. Let's go into this. So I'm going to select that face, and I'm going to extrude out to about there, and then I'm going to go Control B, and I'm going to pull back, roll my mouse up to add a bunch of segments to somewhat round it off. Okay, so it's going to look something like that. All right. All right, so now what I'll do, I think, is I'll grab this face, and I think I will just extrude it in, and maybe I will scale it a little bit. And then we inset it again, and then we're coming right out. This is going to be a big needle, and maybe a bit bigger than this. And I'm going to scale it down at that point, something like that. It may not be overly sharp. Okay, so I'm going to have that. Now I think I'll come back here, grab these faces, and maybe I will extrude these a bit. Let's see what that looks like. Maybe even scale them in a bit. Let's have a look at that. Okay, now I can eventually put a subdivision surface on this. I'll fix up that, and maybe I'll sharpen that. I'm not going to do that right now. Let's go back to the diagram. Now that threaded piece here is part of this, so I think I'll build that into this. So select that face and hit extrude, scale Shift Y. I'm going to bring it down, extrude it out, and I can change the size. See, that's too small, so that's not a problem. So I'm going to go back one, Control plus, and I'm going to scale Shift Y a little bit bigger. Now this piece is going to fit into that one. So it would be like that. Let me grab that piece and bring it out just a little bit more to give myself room to do the threading that I was thinking of doing. Now, of course, this would have a hole for the needle to go through, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I'm going to, let's try, let's see if I do that, then I can select 1, 2, no, I want one more. I don't even remember how many I put. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe did I put 5? I can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if I got that right now. So I want this. I want that row, and that row. Yeah, the thread's going to be pretty small. That's fine though. That's what I want. And I've got a row on either end. Good. So I'm going to go extrude, scale, Shift Y, and bring them out. And then with that still selected, I'm going to hit Control B to bevel, and I'm going to pull on my mouse. Give it a bit of bevel. Hopefully that was enough. Now, if I put a sub D on the whole thing, do I lose those? And I may not want to do that. I may just want to smooth this and adjust the auto smooth. Try 35 at first. You know, something like that might be good enough for what I'm going for. I'm not going to bother with smoothing right now. Okay, so that's roughly what that piece would look like. I think I'll come over here actually. And let's inset this. and I'm going to extrude it back just a ways, and that's all I'm going to do, just in case you see a little bit of the end there. All right. The other thing that I'm going to want to do is put a bevel on this edge here, and I might need one on this edge as well. So Control B, I'm going to pull back, and I'm going to put 1, 2 segments in there. Let's see if that's big enough. I might, you know what? I think I'm going to redo that, and I think I'll do them separately. I might want a bigger bevel on this one. Control B, I'm going to pull back a decent amount, put 2 segments in there, and I'll take this one, Control B, and pull back, and just a smaller amount, and I'll still put 2 segments. So I'll get a little bit of a bevel. It's not quite as sharp. I'm going to do the same thing up here on this one and those 2 edges. Control B, pull back, 1, 2. There we go. Good. And that's going to be it. So now if I smooth the thing, it's going to look something. It's going to look like that. So that's okay. Just wondering. I'm never going to see if that hole's too big, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, I can leave that on. All right, now I'm going to worry about the tube in a little bit. Now, I want all these the same size, and I'm thinking about taking this outer edge, Shift D, P to make it a selection, object mode, and pull that out so I could use this to start my next cylinder. I'm going to put a face on it to do that. Okay. There we go, like that. All right, so go into wireframe mode, edit, grab, where's that face? Do I only have the face on the one? Nah. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna drag that all the way back to there. Okay. Now I will make grab that face. Okay. Extrude, scale, and extrude it out. Scale, Shift Y. Okay, that's good enough. Like that. Now this would have to fit into it, so that would have to have a hole, wouldn't it? That would have to have a hole. So let's just I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what I want to do with that. I am thinking about stealing this. Shift D, P, just to reuse that exact same thread. Try that for a moment. No one's going to see far in there, and there will be a tube sticking through. Leave that for a moment, and let's bevel these edges. All of them, including that one. I'll go ahead and use the same. Might as well do them all. If I can, anyhow. No, I'm not going to do it that way. These are smaller edges, so I'm going to do these two ones bigger. And then these two. If I need that for anything, change my smoothing. All right, we'll see. Let's have a look at it. Okay. Okay, maybe I think I'll have a go at these things here. I'm just gonna go for it. Bring in a circle. Rotate Y90, scale it down a bit. Something like that. Put a face. Both sides there. I'm going to inset it and Control E and bridge edge loops. Deselect that and have a look. Okay, let's go back into it and make sure all my normals are calculated on the outside. Oh, my dog's going for a walk. Okay, good. Okay, so now I'll deal with smoothing all this in a bit. I was thinking to make the inside maybe one more. So where does that leave me? I was thinking about Shift D, P to make a new selection. So just bring that out for a second. Go into it and extrude it back like that. Let's get all polys, all the normals scale it in the X like that. And scale it in the Z like that. No, not too much. Just the right amount. It's not huge. It doesn't have to be. Let's see if I was to put a subdivision surface on that. Let's see if I just did it there. And this thing, let's see, get a bit bigger, scale it in the Y, that curves it even more, scale it in the Z, does it look okay? So just, yeah, I think so, I think it's all right. What I would have to do for this is I would try to bevel these edges a little. Control B, pull them back, put a couple of segments in there, and try smoothing, you know, and it's from a distance, that'll probably be good enough. Before I do anything else, let's hide this for a second. I think I want to, let's see, where is, there's the center, right? So right around that poly there. So I took this one and this one. If I was to extrude these down, I don't mind it being a little rounded. I could do that for the connection. So I might go ahead and apply this, and no, I don't want to join this yet, I don't think. I want to try to do a boolean on this, but I actually may want it a little thinner. Let's try that. Scale it in the X. Let's see if I miss it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to try something here. Shift S, cursor selected. Yeah, okay, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Just want to get them in that vicinity. I'm going to bring in a cylinder and rotate Y 90. Scale it down. I'm not even really looking at the diagram, I realize, at this point. That's kind of all right. I just want to have this roughly centered. It's going through, right? And if I copy this and just place it, but maybe scale it a bit smaller, Shift D, copy it and bring it down. So it's not exact. Did I mean, I just brought it down. Is it not going to be in the same place? If I bring it up, it's there. So if I bring it down, it's there. Why does that seem odd to me? I guess it is odd. I'm just going to eyeball this then. You know, sort of follow the curvature there. If I did those they do all go through, but let's actually make sure. Scale it in the X. Scale it in the X. Let's join all these. Yeah, I got a problem with the normals. I knew something flipped on me there. Okay, and apply rotation and scale. Let's, is that okay? Yeah, well, let's see if I can do a Boolean on this. Okay, that's, I'm not going to panic yet. If I add an edge split, it does that. All right, so it's a little bit sharp, but it does that. I think it looks okay. Let's try joining it to this one. Actually, before I do that, no, we'll just go ahead and do it. No, sorry, I take it back. Geez, do I not have a modifier? Did I apply? I guess I did. Let's try that. There you go. So that's what that piece would look like. I'm just going to bring it down as a little bit. We'll go into there. Now, in the diagram, I've got this other piece there. Okay. Just have a look at what it would look like. Now, can I just rotate around this? Can I do a mirror? Looks like I'll be able to do a mirror when I want to. Not sure that I want to yet. Geez, I don't really know what to do for that other part. I'm just going to choose a vertex there. Cursor to selected and come out, and maybe I'll bring in a cube there. It looks to me like this is not centered. I don't know, you know, it's not going to be overly evident, but it's just that's just the way it looked to me. What if this was just a very thin piece sitting on there? And if I just beveled this, Control B, you know, like this. No, I don't think I'm getting some of it. So Control, apply, rotation and scale. Let's go back in. All right, let's do it this way. Let's just grab the top, pull it down. If I did that, go any higher? No. If we do that, and then I could also add a little bolt. Rotate Y90. I don't know why I would, but thinking of doing it there, you know, on right on there. We'll see. Pull back and just give it a bunch of segments. I'm gonna blow the poly count on this. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. It's just a static image, not for a game. And that's it. I'll get rid of the backside. So I'll save one poly. Like just like a little stud type thing. No, I can flatten it a bit. I mean, I could put bolts down there, but I don't feel like it. So if I do that, can I mirror this? Across this, and no, it's in the X, isn't it? You don't want to do it, eh? So forget it. I'm just going to copy it. Shift D, rotate Z 180. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what I did wrong, but you know, just like that. And I'm thinking I'll join these right away. And I'll join this too. And now I should be able to, let's just do this. Cursor selected. Okay, I should be able to mirror this, I hope. Mirror this across the Y. Oh yeah, geez, I gotta choose the actual thing. How does that look? Does it look right? Looks good to me. I'm just gonna apply that. Okay. So far so good. I'm gonna take a little break and I will be right back. My dogs are probably gonna come back from their walk in a few minutes and it'll get a little bit noisy. I've got 3 Jack Russell girls and my wife is taking them out for a walk, and I've got my baby daughter beside me in the bassinet. So we never know when we're going to get some interruptions. Yeah, so obviously I deviated from the diagram here. That's fine. These bolts could serve maybe to hold in the threaded part. Otherwise, they're just sort of design elements. So I may go in and grab that and put it there. So let's have a look and see if I want to do that. So select a part of it, Control S till I get the whole thing. That's it. I'll go Shift D to duplicate it, P to make it its own selection. Go back into object mode, and now I can select just that. I've got a copy of it right there. Okay, let's go back to side view. Here they come. And they'll come here and we'll be all excited. That's okay. So we'll have a look at what that's like. Okay, I'll take a break until they calm down for a minute. Okay. for it. I'm not sure if this is going to help me. That didn't help there. All right. That's a good enough position. Okay. That's fine. All right. So now let's have a look at the diagram again. We got some there. I used the same thread, so I could potentially use these same bolts in the same positions, unlike the diagram. Let's see if I can get them on the other side. Yeah. Okay. We're in the X on this thing. That gives them all sides. I think maybe I'll join these, or I'll apply that. I'll join these to that. I might leave these free in case I need to copy them later. I'm gonna make this thing here. Circle, cut it, extrude it. Like that, cut it there. Delete those. Grab this one and this one. Need to extrude. F to make a face, deselect. A to select it all. F to put a face in it. E to extrude it a little bit. Select it all. Recalculate the normals. Bring it all out here. Yeah, Well, let's bevel this. Let's try that. Bit smaller actually, and that looks okay. Even a little bit smaller this way. The idea is this would be like a little switch that would pop the needle off, let's say. Okay, well, if I did that, let's try insetting this. Why is that not working? Whatever. Selected, let's say E. Global, okay. Scale in the Y. Scale in the Z. Oh, I know why. Let's get out of that. Select this and remove any doubles. Oh, do I know why? I already had that, okay. Let me try that inset again. I just need a little bit anyhow. E to extrude. Just bring it in a little bit. Might try subdivision surface at 2. Match there. And there. E one more time just to flatten that out. I think that would look okay. Okay, let's go back in and just grab that face itself. Shift D, P to make it its own selection. Take it out. Scale it. Scale it in the Y. Yeah. Just like that. E to extrude. Go like this. Maybe I won't put a subdivision surface on that. Let's leave it flat for the moment. Grab this edge and push it back down so I can bevel. Smooth it. Bring it in. So that would be like there. You'd slide it up to release the needle. Okay, that's all right. So let's cursor selected. Let's bring in a circle. Just adding a little bit of texture to this. probably could use those bolts. Let's try an array. Another array in the what direction? That's right. Another 2 there. I don't think it's necessary. There we go. Okay. I mean, I could pull this out and delete the back face, but I don't think I'm going to bother. I'm going to apply that. Let's join those together. And you know what? I think I'm just going to commit to this. Oh boy. Everything okay? There we go. I don't know if that's boring detail or not. Oops. Let's see where we're at. How far off the diagram am I? Oh well. Okay, moving right along. At some point we're going to have to do this stuff. I'm thinking probably it's going to be a good idea to get into that, and then I can start feeding the pipe through, tube, whatever. So this is a different size, so I got my 3D cursor there. Where's the center? Right there. Okay, let's just go for it. Cylinder. Rotate X90. Okay. So we can't see all of it, but that's generally how it would go. Right? Okay, so there's that piece. Okay, now, to do this, I think I'm going to put 2 edge loops, scale with the Y to give me sort of a margin, an edge there. And then I'm going to come and select all these faces. I'm going to hit I twice. No, I'm not. I'm going to try Alt P. Or do I want... let's try that and then extrude individual. No, that's not what I want. No. So I'm going to do I. And then I'll try Alt P. Maybe 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, eh? Do I want I now? Yeah, I think I did want it there. I'll do that. Let's try that. It might take a bit of experimentation. Oh, it's going to be weird. bring it out. Probably should be looking from the side. Okay, and then I'm going to hit Control B to bevel. Let's try that much and see what that looks like. If I smooth that, or maybe I want edge split, I don't know. I don't really like that design. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Let's try it. Let's go again. Scale in the Y. Grab all of these. What if I just do Alt P? The poke faces. Does that do anything? Oh yeah. Could do something like that. That might be a neat effect. Let's come out and have a look at that. Is that something I would want? Yeah, I don't know. Can I bevel that? Yeah. I don't know. That's weird. Let's keep it as an idea. Trial and error here. Scale in the Y. Oh, did I lose my selection? What happened? Geez, maybe I'm just gonna do the normal thing. Maybe I'm just gonna do this. You know, stick to this old standard. That's fine. I think I might like that better. All right, so where am I now? So I got that, so maybe it is time to do the tube. I just want to think about this for a minute. Let's go ahead and start insetting this, and I'll extrude it out a bit, and then we'll get to get our sizes right. Okay. Scale Shift Y around there. Now here's my thought. Do I want to extend that? Let me back up. Do I still have it? Yeah, I still have it. Do I want to extend that all the way and have that as one piece? And I'll probably move this a little closer. We'll see. I don't see why not. I can make a little hole in here if I needed to, and a hole in that one. Not sure if it's necessary. And I could take this piece and I could reuse it here, right? I could do this. Rotate Z 180. could do that kind of thing. All right. Now off of this piece here, we need a needle of some sort poking in. Let me think about that in a moment. I want to do this part now. Connected to this is another one of those thread things, so that when this pops open, you could actually, when it's closed, you screw this piece on and you screw this piece on. Yeah, this pushes forward, that goes in, and this thread catches on here, and this thread catches on there. So what I think I need, and I didn't join that one, is that, right? I didn't join it, did I? I'm missing the backside, am I? It's not, doesn't matter, but all right, let's just gonna go F to add a face. So that would be the idea for that. Okay, that's fine. And then we have some stuff here. I could build it right off here. I think that's the simplest way to do it. So I'm going to inset and start my extrusions. Oh boy, look at the size, perfect. You know, I've got that piece and inset again. There's no way I can get this size right the second time, can I? No, didn't think so. All right, let's scale shift Y, get it down to the approximate size, and grab just that face, pull it out a bit more. And then we have a tube. Now this is a different diameter tube, right? That becomes the syringe. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to inset a bit more, like that. Yeah. And then I'm going to hit E, pull it in a bit. And then I'm going to inset again. And this is the one that's going to come out. I'll come out, and then I can get the size of that. All right, let's go to wireframe. So it's this big, right? It's quite a bit smaller than that. So I mean, I may need to change a few sizes. Scale shift Y. Let's squeeze that right down. That may not have been perfectly centered in the drawing. That's not going to look right if I do it that way. So what I'll do is, what will I do? Can I? No, that gets those as well, right? Let me try just this scale shift Y. That's just gonna angle them. I kind of like that effect actually, though. But that's not what I'm really going for. I mean, I could just, you know, do this. Why didn't I do both of those then? Right? Scale shift Y. Let's try that for the moment. Okay, so it looks like, you know, it wasn't perfectly centered. So I'll deviate from the diagram a bit. I'll just go ahead. I'm going to hit E, scale shift Y, bring it up a bit, hit E again, come out. Wireframe. Scale Shift Y to bring it down about that size. And now I'm going to have to just eyeball it. E again, Scale Shift Y, E. Oh boy, that's too big, I can tell. Yeah. All right, Scale Shift Y. I'll hold the Shift button, Shift button to go in smaller increments, somewhere around there. And then there's this piece. Actually, yeah, no, that's fine. I'm going to do it. So I'll do one more. E, Scale Shift Y, E. Okay. Scale Shift Y to make it a bit bigger. It's roughly the same size as this one. It's not critical if it isn't. And I'm going to stop at that point because I'll be getting that piece. So that's what I got so far. It's just cylinder stuff. I feel almost embarrassed doing it. Okay, let's do some beveling though. So I'm going to need to take, probably could go all the way back to that as well. This edge and this edge. I think I'll do all of these the same. And this edge. Potentially that edge, although that might be a bit problematic for the size. Yeah, let's just go for it like this. 1, 2. There we go. Looks a little bubbly, but I like that look. This is a cartoony thing. I'm not necessarily making it realistic. And if I want to sharpen it, I can. So what was I looking at? This. I don't know that it's necessary. Leave it at that. Now, I want to take this. I'm going to go in. Let's use this view. And in wireframe, I'm going to grab this and delete it. Come on out. And I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah. So what I want to do, if I can, let's see if I can get just this. All the Control L stuff. What about this internal stuff though? Oh, jeez. All that. Okay, so I got it all. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Maybe I should have done this before, though. The 2D cursor's way over there, though, isn't it? This might be really weird. I mean, let's just leave that alone. Can I just rotate on the X? It'll do that, won't it? Oh, get off me. Let's not do that yet. There's the origin to some extent, so origin geometry. Well, let's go back and try it again. Oh, good. I still got the selection. How about that? Not quite, eh? Oh, what the hell? What the hell? I'll line up the big circle with this roughly. And geez, is that it right there? I mean, you know, in terms of the size, it's going to be, yeah, that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is try to cut this to make this piece. I'm eyeballing this. So if I go to there, I can always do more. Let's try that. Let's go a little bit more and see if I can get to roughly a horizontal position. I may not want to go much beyond that, so let's try this now. Oh jeez, no. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, I may have a little bit of trouble joining this. Too bad. That was the plan anyhow. That's a bit better. Can I put a edge loop there and see if that screws things up, or let me see if my polys are okay. Yeah, the smoothing. I'll work on that. So let's just do the other side. Probably didn't need the edge loop in there. All right, let's, there we go. Okay, so it is centered. Okay, where's this going? I can rotate around the 3D cursor anyhow. Rotate X. If I push it in, you know, so I get rid of that box-like thing, it might look better. We'll see. I think it looks good like that. How are we doing time-wise? Yeah, it takes a while, that's for darn sure. But we're getting somewhere. I mean, none of this is hard modeling. It's very basic stuff, and still, as a relative beginner, I still struggle with aspects of it. Okay, there's more to do. We'll take a quick break, and I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead now and model this part of the needle. So let's go cursor to center. Actually, I'm going to take a piece of this like I did before. I'll take this outer ring here. Shift D, P. There we go. Yeah, if I build this, it's going to block this, so I may have to move everything down. I'm going to go ahead and do it though anyhow. Actually, no, it won't block it, sorry, because I'm going to cut it in half. Alright, so I want to think about this now. I'll cut it roughly in half. Okay. I'm going to take this to another level. Try it like this. And bring it back and see what it looks like. It would be like that. Okay. And then what I would do is I would take this, copy of first choice, set my cursor. Let's go ahead and set my cursor selected there. But now I'm going to let's just go Shift D. Rotate Y 180. And we'll set the pivot to the 3D cursor. And I'm going to rotate it in the Y, to open it up a certain amount. Let's try that. And this may need some adjusting. Let's have a look and see how closely it matches that. Let's take it back a little bit more. Rotate Y. Something like that. Now, it's pretty good. I'll put in a little cylinder to sort of mimic a hinge there. My 3D cursor there. So let's just go ahead and bring in a cylinder. Rotate X90. Scale it down. Scale it in Y. mess around with this. There's going to be a bunch of stuff in the way, so it's not going to be very visible. Just wondering. Maybe that's too much. I don't know. Now, just out of curiosity, if I bring this up a little bit to show a bit of a gap, I don't know if I did it. Does it help the cause or hurt it? That might be better. I think I'm going with that. Okay. Let's just go with that now. Make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am. Oh boy, got everything up there. Okay. What I need is these little things here. Those are just cubes with little holes in them and little cubes that project down. So I'm going to come into this, and this should, now, oh yeah, I haven't, I think I'm going to go ahead and apply the solidify. There we go. Cursor to selected. Bring in a cube. That's good. Oh no, geez, that's why. Yeah, I often forget that. Scale out the X more. Okay, so I'm going to rotate that into place. So, rotate Y. How big is that? Is that big enough to see? Cause a problem. I don't even know if it was worth beveling. I'm just eyeballing it now, maybe deviating from the diagram. those little clasps that would go into here. And so I'll repeat the same thing. Cursor selected. Shift A, cube, scale in the X. We have to make these ones thinner. Is that what the diagram looks like? Are these the bigger ones in the bottom? I don't know what I was doing in the diagram anyhow. But I can pretty much see that that could fit into that. Maybe. I might want this to stick out, to make it seem a bit more visible. I'm going to start with that. In fact, you know what? Maybe it could stick out and in and be sort of central like that. And then just inset this a bit and scale in the X like that. And extrude it down just a little bit. I don't want to hit the other surface. You know, if I had those around, it's not particularly pretty or anything, but that piece could fit into there, assumedly. Because this is the center, and this would be the center. So what if I took that, and what if I just globally do this? Let's see what happens if I just arbitrarily just go nuts on it. You know, if it's just a slight bit of beveling. It's not that. Let's see how close that matches the diagram. Okay. It's not bad. That could work. All right. Now, what about beveling these edges? See if I can do it, and if I need to do it, Control B. I'll just do one. Does that smooth them at all, and is it worth it? Is that a mess of my smoothing? I didn't do much. Let's see if I can do the ends now. I know there's going to be some problems here. Well, not too bad, actually. I just don't know if it's necessary, worth it, and all of that. But at least I'll know I did it. So I have a... Yeah, I do. smoothing. I don't know if that helps. I think it's okay. Considering I'm not going to be overly close up in the render either. Now, you know what I'd like to do is I'd like to put these bolts here and here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and that's weird. Do I have a mirror modifier here that I haven't applied? Good. Okay, let's go in here and just get rid of that one. Okay, so take that guy. Okay, let's take both of these, shifty, and drag them up here. Rotate in the Y. Bring them back a bit, rotate in the Y. Maybe a bit too close. Not using the normals like I did before. Okay, rotate in the Y. Alright, fine, I'll use that. That might be good enough. Similar distance from here and here, not quite the same, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. So I think I'm going to attach these now. I want to scale shift Y. Just want it a little thinner. All right. Maybe despite what I said earlier, we'll leave it for now. Okay, so this would push. Okay, well, let's do the medicine, and then we'll see if it seems like it would work and where I need to make holes and stuff like that. So I think I'll just model off of this thing here, put it in, and I might make some changes. So Shift A, cylinder, rotate X90. I'll do it as one piece. Okay, E, scale, Shift Y, E. Okay, a little bit big, so let's come back. Scale, Shift Y. Bring it down to about there. Not sure if I can just go ahead and bevel this back. Yeah, apparently I can. So let's do it like that. Let's see. Okay, that'd be all right, and I have to do something with this end here. So let's do a similar thing. It's the small roundness there. Oops. I mean, instead of that, I could. I don't want to. I don't really feel the need to do that. So I'm gonna come in here, and that's the only edge I really need to bevel as well. And you're not gonna see into that. Well, on the other hand, I just wonder what I want to do here. Can I be? I don't know that this is what I want to be doing. Scale, Shift Y. No, this is not what I want to be doing. E, drag it in. No, and this is not what I want to be doing. Let's not worry about that. Okay, origin doing? Okay, origin of 3D cursor. That's weird. Okay, so here what we'll do is I'll use this. Cursor selected. Origin of 3D cursor. Yeah, right. Geometry origin. No, that's not what I want. I want this. Geometry to origin. Okay. Origin of 3D cursor. Geometry origin. That's what I wanted. Okay. Let's have a look at the picture here. Okay, so I might want to work on this. Now, is this all one piece? No, eh? Yeah, right. I'm not sure if this is in, if the thread would reach that. Well, here, let's do this. Let's take these. Did I apply it? Yeah. Let's join those. Let's apply the mirror modifier and join those. Now, does this slide freely? Okay. The only thing we don't have is the thread yet. So let's do this for the moment. I would have to be there. I want it to be like when the thread is there and it's tightened. Well, actually, no, I take it back, because as the plunger goes in, that pushes this, which will push everything together. I just need a minute to think this through, because this stuff is going to be about there, right? As it threads in, and that's going to push this to about there. Okay, and that's without depressing the plunger yet. And this thing will thread in, come to, like, you know, maybe like there, right? And then the plunger will push. So I think what I want to do is just pull the plunger out, give it a bit more room. So I would need to work on this, right? So let's just take that out. Let's come in here. Oh. Actually, no, I don't need to go that far. What am I doing? Let's see what happens if I pull that, if I'm missing anything. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay, now that would make more sense, I think. Okay. So it's a bit of the exploded view, right? I could leave it like that, though. So I'm okay with that pill container like that for now. Oh, I know something I'm missing here. On this thing, you can see there's a bit of a wheel. Got them there. Maybe I could do something on there. A bit of texture. So what if I do I? Let's try bringing them in. Let's just see what that looks like. It's a little bit like that. It might be crazy. It looks alright, eh? Maybe I'll leave it like that. I'm not going to bevel anything. There, just okay, so the solid plunger pushes. Oh yeah, the needle. We need a needle on here. Okay. Not sure if I want it like that. That's the first look. maybe like that though. Okay, that looks ridiculous just coming off there, so we need to do more with this. So I don't know what, but some kind of ring. Everything's rings these days. I don't know. Just as a start. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be good enough in the end. This is. Well, that's what it is. So there's the needle. All right, it's through. We have a thickness on here. We do. It's not touching this, is it? Or is it going right in? Yeah, it is going in. Jeez. I don't think I need to make holes. They're barely going to be visible. Okay, I'll take a break for a minute. All right, well, I'm done the modeling, and I put on a couple of very basic materials or shaders, whatever, and I'll just show you a couple of the renders. All right, so here's one of them. It's just various views of the same thing. There's not that much to this. I mean, I'm not very good at doing like greebles and stuff, but the basic modeling was a lot of fun to do anyhow. All right, so I don't know what's with that one, but okay. So just a really glossy thing with an HDR image in behind, and then this kind of sort of clean look. I'm just trying different things. Okay, this is one of my favorite views right there. All right, so that was a lot of fun. I think I'm going to leave it there, and looking forward to moving on to the next job. So thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.